Hey up guys! So continue my coverage of the 2019 Oscars. Today's category that I'm going to be predicting and discussing is Best Original Screenplay. Before we get started, here's a rundown of how this video is going to go. I'm going to list those nominees and tell you who I think got snubbed and give you my initial thoughts. And then I'm going to tell you who I want to see win and give you some reasons why. And then I'm going to tell you who I think will win. Who do I think is in that envelope? And then give you some reasons why, okay? Shall we get started? So the nominees for 2019 Best Original Screenplay Oscar are Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara for The Favourite, Paul Schrader for First Reformed, Nick Vallelonga, Brian Currie and Peter Farrelly for Green Book, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Adam McKay for Vice. For this category, it is a year of first-time nominations for everybody involved in The Favourite, Green Book, and First Reformed. I'm so happy to see Paul Schrader in this category. He has been overlooked for so many years. He is the man that gave the world Taxi Driver, and he has never been nominated for an Oscar. So it's so nice to see Paul Schrader here. This is Adam McKay's second nomination for writing. He got a nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay 2 years ago with The Big Short, and he actually went on to win that. And Alfonso Cuarón has been nominated 2 times previously for writing. For the love of God, I do not know how to pronounce the first one. He got nominated in 2003 for Best Original Screenplay for Y Tu Mama Tambien? I have no idea if I just said that right. But yeah, Y Tu Mama Tambien. Does anybody know how to pronounce that correctly? If they do, let me know. And then he got a nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay for Children of Men back in 2007. And whilst Cuarón has won Oscars for editing and directing Gravity, he hasn't won any Oscars previously for writing. As for snubs, I was expecting 8th Grade to make an appearance here. That was the little indie movie that could this year, and I was sort of expecting it to surprise everyone with a nomination in this category. And I do think it was sort of a toss-up for the 5th spot this year between 8th Grade and First Reformed. And now that I look at the category, in retrospect, I am actually happy it is First Reformed, even though at the time I was secretly rooting for 8th Grade because Paul Schrader has been overlooked for so long. He's had such a long and expansive career. And I feel like it is his time to get a bit of recognition with a nomination, whereas Bo Burnham, he's quite young, and I feel like his career is only really just beginning. This won't be his only chance to be nominated. I'm sure he's going to get more nominations in the future. But yeah, now that First Reformed actually secured the nomination, I'm happier that it did over 8th Grade. A few films that definitely deserve an honourable mention though for Best Original Screenplay would be Hereditary, Sorry to Bother You, and A Quiet Place. These are all films that I feel were very original. You know, they really live up to the mantle of being an original screenplay. They all had original concepts. But sadly, the Academy just wasn't that favourable because most of them contain horror elements and were a bit too weird and outlandish picks. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't get a nomination this year. So who do I want to win? In this category, I know in my heart who I want to win, and that's Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara for The Favourite. I think it is the far superior, Best Original Film of the year. I thought the screenplay for The Favourite was genius. It expertly balances the screen time equally between 3 complex, interesting, and flawed female characters. It also made period dramas relevant again. I have a lot of friends that have seen The Favourite that wouldn't go anywhere near a period drama, but this is very accessible, this film. It takes what is usually a very dry and old-fashioned genre and finds a way to make it very witty and engaging. And it's genuinely funny and tragic at the same time. So who do I think will win Best Original Screenplay? Well, in my predictions for Best Adapted Screenplay, I feel pretty confident about my selection there, but when it comes to Best Original Screenplay, I'm a bit iffy. Usually the recipient of Best Picture is acknowledged for writing, whether that be for Best Adapted Screenplay or Best Original Screenplay. The problem with this category, Best Original Screenplay, is that 4 out of the 5 of them are nominated for Best Picture also. The 4 that are nominated for Best Picture are Vice, Green Book, Roma, and The Favourite. So I can sort of rule First Reformed out, even though I think Paul Schrader is very much deserving of not only the nomination, but of a win. It's just very, very rare to see a film win Best Adapted or Original Screenplay without having a nomination for Best Picture. So his nomination is kind of a win for him, but I can't see him winning this category because it's just very, very unlikely to see him triumph when there's 4 films in this category which are also up for Best Picture, which are more likely to have been seen by more members of the Academy. So I'm going to say First Reformed can be ruled out. So that just leaves it between Roma, Green Book, The Favourite, and Vice. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky. Out of the remaining 4, you can make an argument for any of them to win it, but my heart says it won't be Adam McKay for Vice, because Vice just doesn't have the same panache as Adam McKay's previous Oscar-winning script did, The Big Short. And because Adam McKay has also won, what, 2 years ago? It's not like he is due for one, so I'm going to rule Vice out. That leaves the big 3, Roma, Green Book, and The Favourite, which all do have a credible chance of winning Best Picture. I feel somewhat confident in my prediction for this category, but there is a little bit of doubt lingering in the back of my mind with what's in that envelope, but I have to pick one that I think will win. So, shall we find out? The winner of the 2019 Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, I think, will go to The Favourite, Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara. And here is why. As much as I love Roma, the writing isn't what I'd say deserves recognition. Don't get me wrong, the dialogue in Roma is lovely, but Roma is a film that transcends dialogue. It is a film that tells its story through imagery, symbolism, its lighting, its sound. It's not the writing that people think of when they think of Roma. Cuarón should be acknowledged for his cinematography and directing and Best Picture, but writing, not so much. This isn't, one of the strongest pillars of this film. Green Book could snatch it away because it did win Best Screenplay at the Golden Globes, but I still think it will be The Favourite that takes it home at the Oscars. The Favourite is just delightfully written. It may drop a few constructs here or there, but it is a marvelous watch, and it's got way more many laugh out loud moments than Green Book does, which says that it's well written and smart. You remember laughing out loud because the dialogue is so funny. I said for some lobsters, I thought we could roast them and then eat them. It also won Best Original Screenplay at the BAFTAs, which has probably given it a nice little boost now that the Academy are making their final votes. Plus, the name of this category, Original, The Favourite is leaps and bounds ahead in terms of its competitors for originality. We don't get a lot of mainstream films like The Favourite. You don't often see films with 3 female leads who are all complex and compelling and complicated, and it's all about the power dynamics between the 3 of them, and it's funny and it's sad and it's just smart and fresh, raunchy. It's brilliant. It's a period film that is accessible and hilarious. Green Book is just driving Miss Daisy with the roles reversed. Not much originality there. Deborah Davis has had this script in the works for 20 years. It will be so satisfying to see the long, arduous journey pay off with an Oscar win. She has a narrative herself that the Academy will like, and they will probably want to reward her for just how much work and time and effort and struggle it took to get this script made. And yeah, I can definitely see her winning this one. There we go, guys. That is my prediction for the 2019 Best Original Screenplay. But of course, this is just one bloke's opinion. I would love to know yours. Get involved in the discussion. Who do you think will win this award? Who do you think should win it? Whatever you think, be sure to let me know in that comment section below. If you guys want all my reactions to the Oscar winners on February 24th, be sure to add us on Twitter. And if you guys like my content, please don't forget to click subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, the Oscars, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.